I thought what was interesting to me were the names that were left out off that list. I mean, there's a pretty long gap between Jimmy Carter and then George W. Bush, and then not so much a gap between Bush and Barack Obama, but there's some names left off that list. Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter installed those panels, and then Ronald Reagan came, and then Bill Clinton came, and then no, sorry, ding ding. Ronald Reagan came, and then George Herbert Walker Bush, and then President Clinton, and then W. And so there's a long gap between solar interests between those presidents. And there's an assertion made by two environmentalists who wrote a book, and it's called, I'm stumbling around a little bit. You can see that it's called "Who Owns the Sun?" And I'll tell you what they said. Who Owns the Sun? People, Politics, and the Struggle for a Solar Economy. This was written by Daniel M. Berman and John T. Connor. And according to them, two decades ago, environmentalists, they wrote that Jimmy Carter installed a solar water heater on the White House roof, donned the cardigan, and announced that the ongoing energy crisis was the moral equivalent of war, quote unquote. One of Ronald Reagan's first acts as president, however, was to order the heater removed. And during his tenure, Department of Energy support for research into solar buildings fell from $100 million to just $1 million. And it just goes back to what I said in the previous episode of how policy affects our access to renewable energy. And then not also that, but how the technology and advancements in science are applied, or if they're applied. There's a way that what happens at the higher level affects those of us down, and I'm in there too, at the lower level. And it bears watching, and it bears commenting, and that's why I'm here. Very interesting stuff. But we'll stick with Iowa. There are quite a few solar policies established in the state of Iowa. We've got state legislation, state incentive programs, utility rebates, utility loans, utility incentives, state financing, Iowa tax credits, tax exemptions, Iowa's renewable portfolio standard, and then Iowa solar grants. And so there's been a lot of steps forward that our state has made, and I do commend Iowa, even if it's self-serving on my part. I'm really proud of the steps that Iowa took to advance itself forward instead of backward. I think that's very important for the state as a whole and for the people too. I mean, we definitely want our environment and our water and our soil to be healthy, because that makes a healthy people. And we also want those jobs too, to stay here in the state of Iowa whenever possible. So there are also some websites that I can refer you to just for more information. One is called the Iowa Energy Center, and that's www.energy.iastate.edu, and that's actually affiliated with Iowa State University. But basically what they do is advance Iowa's energy efficiency and renewable energy use through research, education, and demonstration. So I like that there's support also at the higher education level. I mean, we do have to have our workers educated and our policymakers very aware of the issues, and then the latest technologies and research and advances. Anyway, they're located near Iowa State University, and they also maintain the Energy Resource Station at Des Moines Area Community College in Ankeny, or DMAC. and the BECON, Beacon, and that's Biomass Energy Conversion Facility in Nevada, Iowa. Biomass and biofuels and ethanol are still significant issues here in the state of Iowa. Okay, so that's another website to check for information on policy and development here in the state of Iowa. Another one is iRenew. That's I-Renew. So it's www.irenew or irenew.org. And basically the mission is the Iowa Renewable Energy Association promotes sustainable energy production and use. Founded in 1992. It's a membership-based educational nonprofit organization dedicated to educating Iowans about sustainable, appropriate use of renewable energy technologies. And so they have programs and conferences and workshops and speakers. I've attended a few of them and met some of the staff there, and taken advantage of the research that they offered, which is quite a lot. But anyway, going to those websites and following the links is a way to see exactly what Iowa's position is on renewable energy and the advancements that have been made. Let's see. Oh, another place to find information is on my website, www.mcqueenpress.com, and then click on green. And then I've got quite a lot of links to general information and then information specific for Iowa in terms of green and renewable and sustainable. Let's see. I've got another article that I thought was interesting, and this is dated September 21st, 2010, and it's from DesMoinesRegister.com, and I'm gonna at least put the title up there so you can take a look at it, but it's also on the web. I'll hold it up like, oh, there it is. Culver pledges push for more green jobs, which is good. Anyway, from the DesMoinesRegister.com, Chet Culver said Monday that he would work to double Iowa's 9,000 green jobs if he wins a second term, pointing to a proposed $12 million, we'll say it like that, renewable energy training center in Newton as a key to meeting the goal. The debate between Culver and his opponent in the November election, which, if you've been following Iowa politics, has been promoting our two choices for governor as Chet Culver, the current governor, going for a second term, and then also Terry Branstad, who was governor during quite a lot of the 80s and early 90s here in Iowa. So they've been debating back and forth, and jobs, of course, and the economy have been a pretty hot topic, we'll say, and I guess that's probably anywhere in the U.S., but in Iowa, it's taking on a focus on green jobs too. So the debate between Culver and his opponent in the November election, former Governor Terry Branstad, over how to spur Iowa's economy and create more jobs heated up, as Culver said he also would expand the Iowa Power Fund, aggressively seek renewable energy companies, and pursue new wind farms. Terry Branstad's camp responded to that focus by Culver by saying, it's unfortunate that it's taken until 6 weeks before an election for Governor Culver to get serious about job creation in Iowa, unquote. And this is the campaign manager for Terry Branstad responding, Boeynk. I don't know how to pronounce that exactly.